about Dit-Yara a little bit yesterday, but he's on a pretty mean streak.
Yeah. You always wonder, though, with Empire, it's like, how long until some of these players gets poached by Na'Vi? It's like the Na'Vi training grounds. Right now, Na'Vi are in... they're in trouble town. They're really not making anything happen with their current lineup. If they want to change something, they're going to start reaching out, sending out the feelers like, "Hey, VP Polar, we're Na'Vi. You wanna join?" Like, it's an exciting thing. Saying, "Oh, I could play for Na'Vi," but I think it's suddenly becoming a lot less exciting considering how Na'Vi have been doing lately.
Na'Vi's definitely in a weird place. I think it was FNG who did kind of a lengthier interview. I want to say it was with On Gamers about how he just didn't really feel like he never really felt at home when he was on Na'Vi, and kind of talked about it in a little more detail. And I don't know if that has to do with the structure of the organization or what it is, but they need to figure something out, man. It's when you're not qualifying for the tournament in your backyard, you know you got something going on. But Disruptor, the second support for Power Rangers, one of Merlini's favorites. He's always talking about the Raptor.
Okay, all right. I like it. It's good support. Good against the Brewmaster in general. You can, if you catch him, you get the Static Storm on him. That's a good, reliable silence.
Glimpse Static Storm. It's pretty damn good. Disruptor can win games here. LC picked up by Empire, but Power Rangers strike back with the Medusa, and they grab it pretty much right away.
So this is kind of like the 4 protect 1 kind of strategy we see coming out here. Batrider's good for that because he can just go off with like the 2 supports, find a pick off, and then you fall back and farm some more. And Batrider benefits a lot from getting a lot of farm, getting the Blink, Force, Boots of Travel, BKB probably eventually. So I like this Power Rangers draft and how things are shaping together. Very clear plan, and then once Medusa gets farmed enough, you group up as 5 and go. So I think Empire need a good carry that can kind of snowball here and take fights in early towers against this Power Rangers draft.
Yeah. I feel like Dusa can be decent against LC if you got that trigger finger ready. You know, if she catches you in a duel, if you manage to get off that Stone Gaze, that's almost guaranteed you're not going to be losing that duel at least. And they do have a lot of space creators, like you were talking about. A nice beefy core around the Dusa here.
Yeah. So
Ancient Apparition, Rubik, really good lane duo for Empire. The telekinesis usually synergizes pretty well with the cold feet. Maybe they can make something happen in lane. PR ban out the anti-mage. Not too many other Medusa counters, and air quotes here. Maybe a Nyx Assassin could be something that Empire are considering. Also great against the Batrider.
Yeah.
I don't know how well he'd fit into their draft. If they wanted to like safe lane the LC, and off lane Nyx could be okay.
Doable. Their late game would be just inexistent, but hey, if you dominate early enough, maybe LC just gets a ton of dual damage. Could make it work.
Yeah,
I think they're going to go for like an actual reliable carry. It's like they would have probably loved the anti-mage. That's the obvious carry against Medusa, but the Silent Gyrocopter, the Morphling, the OD comes out. Okay, that's a spicy pick.
Oh, yeah, man. We have not seen OD in this patch at all, really. I mean, he is just completely fallen off, and still that really strong late-game carry, and I don't think was he touched in this patch? What was it?
He's got some laning buffs, so
I
had to do a bit of a quick search. So Astral Imprisonment, the intelligence steal was increased from 4, 6, 8, 10 to 4, 7, 10, 13.
Okay.
So it steals a lot more intelligence at higher levels, but it doesn't last as long. So 60 seconds to 50 seconds.
Still lasts a pretty damn long time. So OD, good against Dusa. Of course, the ultimate will do some mana burning if you get an Aghanims and if you don't have that damage, int threshold multiplier. So a hero Dusa, but he has a slew of problems of his own. I think he off because he's that ultimate late gamer, but almost too good, where people know, hey, just gank the OD down a little bit, and then the old man doesn't really recover that well until he gets that huge core of items.
It does kind of set things up like, okay, in a team fight, we're just going to Astral the Medusa and ignore her because she's so damn tanky, we can't really kill her too easily, having much mana burn on our side. Fight the others, but PR with a nice little quick response, one of the old traditional OD counters per se, at least here that matches up evenly with him in the mid lane. You can actually last hit, not being an int hero, and actually has pretty good
Viper
damage.
and Razor are the two I always think of as like decent against OD. Counters relative to how poorly everyone else does against him, I guess. You know, Nyx is one of those heroes that is kind of cute but doesn't really work that well. Kunkka can be okay if you're a masterful Kunkka player, but I don't know. This is a pretty good lineup for Power Rangers to put pressure on Resolution. You've got Ogre and Disruptor who can roam around and set up some ganks with a Viper in the mid lane, and you know, having a hey, if he gets a pretty early Blink Dagger, there's this long window where OD is food. Could be a game where he goes for a Midas up against a Medusa. I think Empire okay with taking this towards the late game, so it could be kind of a slower Midas type game coming out of this OD, but certainly can be a gamble. Force Staff, one of the early core items that we may see pop into that inventory.
Yeah, I think it's eventually going to need a BKB against like the Ogre Disruptor, but you definitely don't want to rush the BKB. It's one of those like game-losing kind of items at times on an OD just because you're not doing the damage you need. You just have to rely on your team to maybe keep you alive, the LC and the Brewmaster to create that space.
Did I misspeak about the mechanic with the Aghanim's ult on OD? Does it always do the mana burn, or did I make that up? I don't know why I thought that was a thing. That's not a thing.
I think it's just like it boosts the damage a bunch. It's one of the worst.
It gives you a cast range, and it just increases the indifference damage multiplier.
Yeah, so it just increases the damage, I believe. That's what that means.
Yeah, like after it takes the difference, what how much it multiplies by. I think it only drains mana if you don't hit the indifference to get the multiplier. Okay. I think that's.
From my experience with Ag Scepter, I don't know what it does. I just know it's really bad, and you just go Ag Scepter.
If the difference in intelligence is less than the threshold, the affected hero will lose 75% of its current mana. Yeah. So that's kind of should an enemy hero have the same or higher intelligence than OD, Sanity's Eclipse will have no effect.
I think Axe could be a worse item than BKB. Well, it definitely is.
Yeah.
BKB.
No, I made that up. That's every so often I confuse something that I theory crafted with a pro player for something that actually exists.
Yeah.
You know, like, oh, wouldn't that be cool? And I go, yeah, that would be awesome. And somewhere those wires get crossed, and
that's early morning about it because everyone's like, Ag's on OD so bad, like it needs to get buffed. What else could we do? And then it's like, oh, what if you always had the mana burn? That'd be good.
I feel like that would be almost too good, though. You have a massive AoE 75% mana burn on.
Yeah, it'd be plus a huge nuke. Like you talk about Medusa, Medusa.
I mean,
and that's something Medusa goes for a lot of stats like Skadi type items, and if you get high enough intelligence, that OD ulti could burn a lot of.
That's kind of what I was thinking. Like, will this OD go for an oddly non-intellect based build to get the mana burn as a more likely scenario? I'm not sure if that's worth it.
I think
better
he needs
just to be a carry.
He's the main DPS dealer right now. Silent is the safe lane farming brew. I guess he could be going like Vlad's AC, Treads, BKB type stuff, but
yeah. I guess he could only do that if Yoki really, if they like safe laned the LC or something, and he had a huge amount of momentum.
Long term, you've got to go for a Hex. Like I think 4-staff Hex BKB is like your core items.
Your core set, yeah.
Those three, and then anything on top of that, your Shivers, whatever, is just luxury. But those three items, I think, is what we'll see from Always Wanna Fly.
Yeah.
Maybe mix in the Midas, whatever, but.
Yeah, I think I've only seen an OD pick to try and counter a Dusa, or like battle a late game Dusa only one other time in a Starladder group. I believe it was a little while ago. It was on the last patch and didn't work out so well. The Dusa farmed the safe lane. OD got ganked a few times in the mid, and she just kind of out farmed him straight up. That's one of the key differences. Is your OD kind of goes to the mid where he's a little more susceptible, needs to be more of a tempo controller, and Dusa is usually more of your safe lane babysitter and can make it a little bit hard for them to match up if the mid lane doesn't go completely the way OD wants.
All right, well, we'll hopefully get things underway here soon. Boxing Day Dota cast, excited?
Boxing Day? Today's Boxing Day?
Yeah.
Woo!
It's Boxing Day.
What happens
do you do in Boxing Day in America? I don't know. In Australia, we watch cricket. That's the Boxing Day.
You watch cricket, huh? I don't even know the rules to cricket. I know there's some big paddle and you hit some balls.
Yeah, that's the gist of it. It's a strategic version of baseball, basically.
Damn, the slam, dude.
Well, baseball, it's you pitch ball, you try hit ball, and that's it. But there's much more like.
Box Day is a holiday traditionally celebrated the day following Christmas when servants and tradespeople would receive gifts known as a Christmas box from their bosses or employers. Parker, I demand a box. I have not received my box yet, and there is going to be a riot in this studio if there are not some boxes.
Employee mistreatment at the BTS house. All right.
Oh my!
I'll find a box for you. There may not be anything in it.
Oh, this is actually a 5-hero smoke from Empire. They may catch Cheshire Cat here.
Lift. That was close.
That was pretty close. He's not skilled up Firefly yet, so close call. They ping out Yoki up top. Maybe we'll see it go for first blood up here. J4, the Ogre, not going to get there in time, and. No blood will be spilled, but a couple of close calls. Initial wards come down. Radiant get one of those bad observers here on the high ground about the top rune.
They got deal ward top, though.
Vision of the bottom. Oh, did they, though? Yeah, there you go. J4. Nice warding victory for the Power Rangers.
and the other observer was also pinged out. So they know where both...
Ooh,
they know where the other dire ward is, so Empire are going to lose both their wards, it looks like, with Ogre probably going to run down bottom after... Actually, I don't think he wants to contest this rune. No, they're going to back off. Rubik AA level 1, Chilling Touch with a lift is potent, to say the least.
And even the clap, not really something you want to square up against early on. If you get a multi-hero clap, yeah, it's not a lot of fun. So, let's introduce some rosters here as initial wards have come down. On the Radiant side, Power Rangers, Ditya will be the safe lane farmer on the Gorgon Medusa. Cheshire Cat looks like he'll just sacrifice the off lane for now. Starts off in the jungle on the Bat Rider. That puts Sineko here on the Disruptor, and he'll be heading down bottom to join the Dusa. Mid lane, J4 will be supporting on the Ogre, and Shachlo will take the Viper against the dreaded Outworld Devourer here, played by Resolution.
All right. On the dire side, do I need to introduce Team Empire?
Yeah, go for it, man.
In the bottom lane, we will see Yoki on the Legion Commander. Mid lane has got the two supports lurking around. Aloha Dance on the Rubik. Always want to fly on the Ancient Apparition, making the way towards bottom. Resolution going to be playing the Outworld Devourer at mid, and then finally Silent, safe lane Brewmaster farming it up.
Yeah, safe to say this Brew's going to find some decent farm and probably a well-timed blink in free farm heaven. Bat Rider going to do some rotating about. What did he do? Get a nice stack here. Double stack. Already has a set of mud golems, unfortunately, but setting himself up to have some options once he wants to leave the lane.
Yep. Looks like actually the Radiant
bottom. Oh my! Chilling Touch. It's been used. They go on to Ditya. A lot of damage coming his way. Whoa! The overwhelming odds will bring him down as Yoki secures the kill. What a tri-lane setup. Just a couple of pokes, and that was the end of the Dusa.
That was a serious nuke.
So that was a little quicker than anticipated. They still have the Chilling Touch buff on. They could possibly make it go again if they were so inclined, but no, I'm not going to go for it. Well, this is the time to gank Dusa before she skills up the mana shield. That's pretty good.
Yeah, level 1 Dusa, just the Mystic Snake. That's no good. Big problem for PR is they actually missed the D ward. This Radiant Sentry in there in jungle was just a millimeter away from the ward.
Oh god.
That's brutal. So that hurts them.
Yeah. Cheshire Cat has moved to the top lane, harassing the Brew quite heavily. Got up to 6 stacks of the Sticky, but didn't really commit for the kill. Yeah, this is really unfortunate here. Why did they ward it that way with the sentry? They pinged it out. They pinged right on the ward too, so they knew it was here.
Yeah,
it just seems like an odd. Why not just put it right in the middle of the little alleyway there?
I agree. I think they did know where it was planted. I think they were just trying to get a bit too cute. They wanted maybe a bit more coverage in their jungle in case there was a sentry blocking their pull camp. Because sometimes you observe ward that hill and then get a sentry to block the pull, so you get like the double block going.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe they just got greedy with it. Kind of like how we see the sentry used to block this medium camp, but...
Yeah. Well, unfortunate for the Power Rangers here, but Dusa not getting the farm she's hoping for. Ditya with only 4 last hits under his belt. Was obviously the victim of the first blood, so that slows down the lane momentum for the Radiant, but they're going to have to do something here. Medusa finally getting a few last hits, but I think Empire just hungry for blood.
Yeah, they'd love to find some kills here. Contesting pulls, they're going to now block the pull camp with the sentry ward. And yeah,
that's something you don't see every day. The 3-minute camp block. Usually you'll see that early effort, and then sometimes you see some ward battles, but just a casual 3-minute sentry. I like the play here. Make sure they don't give that Dusa any extra space, and I think Power Rangers are out of sentries now.
Yep, the lane's so far pushed up, they're not going to have any pull to get it back. All you can do is either make your way up there and try fight tri-lane versus tri-lane, which is probably not going to end well. Once they hit level 3 on the Empire side, I think they can just go diving in and take any kind of fight they want.
Yeah. AA might consider Cold Feet at level 3, but Yoki already 3. 2 points in the overwhelming odds. Yeah. Silent. All stickied up here from Cheshire Cat. What does he have coming?
He's still dominating the CS here. He's a good 8 CS headed Bat Rider, although a lot of that farm he did get before Bat came to the lane.
Yeah, Brew looking good. Resolution will get rotated on here by J4. Look at the Resolution cam. Has not scattered it out even though they're nearby. I think he just caught a small glimpse of it. I don't know if he actually saw it. But there's a rotation from the backside. It's Cheshire Cat. He's hasted up and they want a kill on Resolution. First sticky attempt will miss. Already a TP to the tier 2. Courier will not go down. Gets poked by the Bat Rider. Forces 2 TP reactions. One from the AA, one from the Rubik. And that'll be enough to repel the hasted Bat Rider.
Nice to force those TPs, and I think with Empire they realize how important Resolution is this game, so they're willing to TP at a moment's notice to try and protect him from potential ganks like that. So I still think it's a net win for Empire there. You keep your OD safe. Your Silent gets a bit of free farming in the top lane. I think all in all, they'll say, okay, we didn't really need those CPs, but hey, yeah, we're still in a good position.
Yeah, exactly. If he had picked off the Courier, probably could have been a slightly different story there, but a lot of bottles coming out for Empire. Silent has picked up his, and Yoki will grab one. So the two cores on the side lanes looking for some rune control. Looks like OD will skip the bottle and pick up some boots.
Got bottle.
Oh yeah, there it is. Pardon me. I don't know. I'm blind.
Like
I keep having issues with the
inventories.
Yeah, Jakiri's got no boots. I don't know. Oh man. So 3 bottles out for Empire, and just the one on Power Rangers right now.
I'll give you a box with some glasses later on today.
My box, a magnifying glass. The old man eyes. Need some vitamin D. Well, things have certainly quieted down a bit. Started off very aggressive, and as I say that, they make it go on Yoki. Stun from J4. Saneko's there. And, maybe they'll turn onto Aloha Dance. Dityaran, now the target of choice. Maybe the first to go down once more. Healed up with his stick charges. Mana Shield, not going to be enough. It's a 1-for-1 as they do get the kill on Rubik. But now, Saneko on the back foot. The Raptor not going to be fast enough. Ancient Apparition doing a lot of work here. And, oh, man, those Icy Vortexes setting up that kill. And Empire coming out ahead.
Orb of Venom plus Vortex, that slow is pretty insane there. Nice play by the Ogre. Just gets the kill into the tower, immediately TP's home as well. But it's still very favorable for Empire, who Yoki is getting so much out of this bottom lane. 30 CS, been in 3 kills and gotten the last hit for all 3 of them too. Man.
Yeah, that's really scary. I mean, it's not all about the dual damage for LC. I mean, obviously before level 6, but just getting this early momentum, she's going to have a well-timed blink. And the flip side of that is Dityaraz just getting shut down. He has half the farm of the LC right now, less all of those hero kills and deaths that Deuce has picked up, and just a Basilius in boots. I mean, she gets tanky, but it takes some time, and at this rate, Empire could actually just start to steamroll with some momentum. Silent about halfway to his Blink Dagger, so it will not be easy for this Dusa in the next, 10-15 minute stretch while she's still trying to get that Lincolns.
It's hard for PR because often you'd get in this position and be like, let's go for a 2 support smoke gank mid, but they can't kill OD fast enough. He's got defensive Astral. He can buy time for his supports to TP in like we saw last time, which Rubik and Brew should have. Brew has a TP now. He's level 8 with the TP, so if they try smoke mid, Brew will TP in and ruin his day.
I think Always Want to Fly is just going to die solo to the Ogre here. I don't know.
He'll get to juke the call. He's going to suicide, I think. Should be able to get it off.
Juke it, and Satyrs, Hadouken. Oh, he gets it. Close call, but nice deny from Always Want to Fly. Just bumps into that big fat Ogre in the jungle, and
PR just can't catch a break right now.
They really can't. Well, I guess, yeah. Now, Dityaran in the bottom lane in some trouble, but J4 is rotated over. Yoki gets stunned up. Kinetic Field locks him in place. We'll have a cleanse in about 5 seconds. The glimpse back, maybe helping him out. Goes on to Ditya, trying to soften him up. They get the kill before Yoki goes down. Rubik pokes his head out of the tree line. It may end up being a 1-for-2 as Aloha Dance completely isolated. No TPs in from his friends. Saneko taking some damage here. Creeps helping out the Rubik, but looks like the Raptor will walk away. So 1-for-2, still not the worst trade for Empire, though, as LC now 6.
And LC gets 3-man ganked. He's going to die regardless. And Rubik to get the counter trade on the Dusa. That's just painful stuff. And Dusa died before the LC, so LC even got experience for the kill.
Dusa got nothing out of the 2 kills they picked up. So this is...
I'd say another win for Empire. They lose 2 for 1, but it's a Medusa, and they get a level 6 on your LC. LC's still looking fantastic.
Yeah, now the dual threat quite apparent. Always Want to Fly, level 5, and 2 points in Cold Feet. Yeah, should be a pretty easy stun there once you lock him in place with a duel. A lot of synergy about this tri lane.
Yep. They want to go diving down bottom now too, with the ward behind the tower as well in place. And PR maybe kind of know that's going to happen, but their supports are struggling for cash. They haven't really got the ability to go. If they go to deward it, then they suddenly get jumped and just end up dying. Bottom lane is so dicey for them. Yeah. Viper has got a TP, and he's actually walking down bottom already. This is this stage where you've got to be ready to rotate your cores to help out the Dusa. And Batrider almost got Blink, so he's going to be kind of the, I guess, the hero that PR tried to play around to create space for Dusa.
Yeah, Shotchlow's 200 gold short. The Viper did well in the mid lane. It's just been kind of a slugfest, what you would expect with a Viper OD lane farm fest, and they're within 2-3 CS of each other for the most part. So that part's a wash. The top lane certainly going the way of Empire. Batrider has found some okay farm, but just look at that Brewmaster. He's like 50% ahead of him on net worth right now, just in free farm mode. And oh yeah, there's that Blink Dagger, just shy of the 10 minutes with that Brew. TP's bottom, no Drunken Haze, but maxed out Drunken Brawler. And he has got a Primal Split ready to rock and roll.
He gets scouted, and as soon as they see him TP bottom, I think PR just... They abandoned ship. You give up this tower, yeah.
And looking at dire vision here, Silent comes in, Primal Split, ready to throw the boulder. They know Yoki's got a duel, but the kinetic field will buy him some time. Going back to full vision here as J4 comes in with a stun on Yoki. Ditraraz isolated duel, that'll be a winner. Yoki gets his first bout of extra damage as he claims the head of the Gorgon. And there will be a tornado here on the Disruptor. Could they find another kill? Silent blinks in, clap crit. Kinetic field comes out before he goes down, but won't be enough. Aloha Dance tries to TP home. Shotchlo finds a kill there. Saves the Viper Strike for Silent. Now Silent in some trouble as he's on the run. May live through the wrath of the Viper. Stick charges, not enough. And Viper comes in for the cleanup after finding the kill on the Rubik before that. So, end of the day, not that bad for Power Rangers.
Not that bad at all. That's... The Brew TP's bottom, so he doesn't have that TP away from the Viper. So Viper being like the last to come into that fight. Sure, you lose the Deucer, but... you put your Viper in a kind of position to succeed, and he really needed that. So, Bat has Blink. Viper's kind of got a good amount of momentum here too, seeing on his treads, Aquila 1400 gold. So, I think PR will be okay with that exchange. Even though again Deucer goes down, at this point your Deuce is just going to go like more cheap, cost-effective items. I think like go for like a treads drums type build and just try to become as tanky as possible. Yeah,
I mean even just starting with a bracer is a step in the right direction at this point. You know they've got your number, and once you've been identified as the weak one that's going to give the LC easy damage, that's even more of a target on the back of the Deuce, as if she needed any more incentive to try and shut her down. OD has now kind of been relegated to the jungle. Courier flying out a Midas. Yeah, there it is. So 12-minute Midas, not too shabby.
Yep. Yeah, he's doing all right here. Don't think like, it didn't farm amazing against a Viper. But it's a pretty annoying lane. But Empire give their AA the mid lane now, trying to get his level 6 Ice Blast, and they're going to have the Ice Blast. They're going to have LC ideally with a Blink kind of soon, and that's when they can start going for pickoffs themselves. But for now, it's PR with the Blink Batrider who kind of have more control over starting fights and getting pickoffs.
Oh, down bottom, they go into Dityara once more. Some reinforcements are on the way. Duel from Yoki. He's not going to be a victor here. Shotchlo comes in. Silent. He gets glimpsed into a Static Storm. Also Viper struck. Dityara goes down. Silent dies as well. They end up with the kill on Dusa thanks to the Ice Blast from old Frosty across the map. But end of the day, PR still getting a decent trade there. Mid lane, Cheshire Cat going in onto Resolution, falls short on the Blink. Now the setup will commence. Resolution with the hammer, drops it on the Ogre. Has a double damage rune on and ready to bring down the Cat. And he'll find it. Double kill for Resolution. Hot off his Midas pickup. Doesn't get much better than that.
Oh, sweet Jesus. That was some scary OD damage with the DD.
Are they going to do this again? Setting up for the Ice Blast. They just barely time it. Actually,
they just missed it.
No, he just missed it. Okay. Thought he had it, but
yeah.
Close call. Regardless, they don't even need it. And that's going to be another one for Resolution. That'll even be a killing streak ended. All of a sudden, this OD went from, I'm pretty scary to, I'm the man on the block.
He was number 4 in net worth, and now he's skyrocketed to number 1 off of the Midas pickup, and then straight into a triple kill. So
down bottom, another split. That will break the glimpse as Seneko tries to send him back. Gets stunned up, burn into the fire. Panda, it'll be another kill for the Dire in just a moment's time. One more puncheroo as they lace up their gloves. Well, Aloha Dance going to fly in there and help him out. Dityara hiding in the tree line. They know he's around here somewhere, but a TP on the way in. Multiple TPs coming in. Maybe PR can turn this around. Aloha Dance, maybe the first to go down. J4 hit by the Ice Blast. No! Aloha Dance lives for a bit longer. Eventually goes down as Silent on the run will get helped out by the Flame Break. And this 2 for 2 may end exactly as that. Blink up in 1 second. Silent still on the run. Batrider does not have a lasso for another 8.
TPing mid though. They're cutting him off.
Oh my gosh. They want Silent here. Blink Dagger up in 3. The glimpse back from the Raptor, but there's no one there to find him. Shotchlo coming in. Finds him on the high ground. Static Storm's there, but Kinetic Field, it'll be off the mark. This is the great escape here, Parker.
He's gonna blink if he's got no evasion. He's like, come on, just give me 1 miss and he gets the blink off, but RNG not favoring Silent today.
Oh my gosh. They will finally bring down the Brew. Now he starts getting the dodges, but too little, too late.
That was some bad RNG for him.
Yeah.
Disruptor got like 3 right clicks in a row, and if any of those had missed, he gets the blink out, but...
Yeah, very close call. He does distract them for a while, though. Create some space in the top lane for Yoki to find some supplemental farm. Not all bad.
Yeah, PR, they're doing okay here. This Viper especially is in a fantastic position, but they need 3k net worth Dusa to a 6.6k net worth OD. That is a scary difference.
Yeah, that is the big problem. And LC now has a blink dagger. We haven't really seen Yoki show it off too much, but 4, 2, and 3, speaking of how active they were in that bottom lane. Now the fatty Ogre, he'll pick up his arcane boots. Shotchlo moving into an Aghanim Scepter, so no mechanism coming out for the Power Rangers. Feels like a decent game for a mech, just given how many kills we've seen in the past 15 minutes.
You're against an AA, I guess, although I think it's more just mechs being, after the nerf, it's not the best time to get on your Viper.
Yes, he does have his mana issues.
Without, yeah, until he gets that like point booster, he has big mana problems, and he just wants to go bigger. It kind of... He probably realizes he needs to be much more of a big late-game threat right now.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. Up top, Bat Rider thinking about his options, but nope, Cheshire Cat will not engage. Yeah, honestly, I think the casual point booster is not a bad way to do it. Like, point booster into mech. But no, I'm a mech fanboy. I still think it's a little underloved.
I think it's one of those things where it's like, it's going to maybe mean Empire have to commit that 1 extra spell or chase that a little bit longer, but it's probably not going to save anyone. Because Empire with Ice Blast, with the like Brewmaster Bear's chasing capabilities, will generally still finish off.
Yeah, the AA does just tip the scales a bit on that front, I suppose. Up top, oh, a 2x onto Resolution. Defensive Astral will set him up to be in a sticky situation when he comes back out. That's a Static Storm, some fire on the ground, and PR finally striking, get the kill they've been hoping. Outworld Devour gets ended by the Disruptor, so he'll get a little pretty penny there.
Thinking he's kind of invincible with that 4-staff, but you're against the Disruptor. Not the case.
Yeah. Yep, 12-12 here at the 16-minute mark, but it's Empire with the gold lead. They've got about 3,000 gold, 2,000 experience to their name right now in terms of advantage over the Power Rangers. How's the Dusa farm looking? She's not really on the up and up. Ends up going for the phase boot, so prioritizing the movement speed. I thought this would be obvious treads here just to get some, anything she can do to get that extra bit of HP, I feel like is helpful this game.
Yeah, I guess saying, hey, movement speed in some situations can fill a similar role to HP if you're trying to get away, but... Yeah,
against an LC, that's the one that I think of. Once you get dueled, you just want to have the buffer to survive, though. Mana Shield does make a difference on that front also. Oh. There's your Midas on the AA, 17.5 minutes. Pretty standard timing there. Be working on 25-30 minute Aghanims, depending on how these next fights go, of course.
And Empire slowed down a bit. They had that smaller window earlier where they were just dominating at this bottom lane, but they didn't get the tower. They didn't do really that crippling of a damage, and I think they're finding that, okay, this Deuce is actually going to catch up if we don't do something soon, and also this Viper is going to be a legit problem. He's going to have an Ag Scepter at 18 minutes in. He's got it now. Wow.
Yeah, obviously upping his damage output quite a bit with that super short cooldown Viper Strike, but also really beefing him up once as that baby completed. Well, he's got the 2 core pieces, but he's pretty tanky. 1600 HP. Maxed out corrosive skin. Not the easiest hero to initiate on. Speaking of initiation, though, Ice Blast connects on 2. You're on a lot of trouble. Say goodbye to your mana pool as the split from Brewmaster secures it. Now Empire with a 5v4. They can afford to dive this tower. They go in onto J4. Resolution's here, dropping that pure damage. Cheshire Cat catches him with a lasso, but there's the lift from Rubik. Seneko caught by Yoki, and this is Empire's fight to win. Seneko does survive the duel, but may not live overall. Yep, ends up getting taken out as the hammer gets dropped by the OD. Now Ogre buys back, TP's into the fight. Wants to try and help out Shotchlo for some turnarounds here. The OD ends up bringing down Bat Rider, hiding in the tree line. Will stay alive a bit longer. Yoki caught by a 2x. Ogre, can he finish him off? Perhaps off to the side, but it's Shotchlo that's in more trouble. Hit by the Ice Blast. They'll bring down the Shatter. Yoki still living as he kites J4. Blinks away as he taunts him. Says, hey, big boy. Commit a little bit deeper, and we'll see if we can make something happen. A 2x on to Always Want to Fly. Just an Ignite. Will he have to suicide to the neutrals again? Oh, it's a Fire Blast and a club to the face as AA gets taken down. Tower in the bottom lane did end up falling. Went to the Dire, and Team Empire. Oh, boy. That was a full 5 hero wipe in exchange for 2, plus a buyback.
Yeah, the Ogre brought back. That was just bad news bears for PR. They couldn't finish him off. The OD got down to like 50 HP. He got a TP out. Similar story with the Brewmaster at the end there. Everyone just somehow survived on the Empire side, and PR were baiting that initiation. They had the Static Storm ready, but it was just a little bit slow. Brewmaster got his ulti off after the clap, and PR were really banking on baiting him in, getting the Static Storm off, preventing the Primal Split, and then killing the Brew, and it didn't. The execution wasn't there. It was a good plan, bad execution.
Yura in trouble. They're going to execute all over his face here. Gets off the Stone Gaze. He'll petrify 2 of them. Seneco's nearby, but just can't save his friend. Now he could be collateral. A cute spot there. Fogs, and he TP's out. Oh, boy. A close one as Silent got that crit. But does live as he gets back to the well.
It's getting to a point where Empire just have this big item advantage. The top 3 farmers all on their side as far as net worth goes. Yoki's now got a Blade Mail to go with his Blink. Even though he hasn't got much dual damage, he's just going to do... He can still hurt with this Blade
Dusa is 0-7 at 20 minutes. That is... if there's one statistic to sum up how this is going, I think that one paints the picture pretty clearly.
Yeah.
And a 5-1-1 OD also helps quite a bit. Brew picks up his Vlad's Offering here as Empire move into the Roche Pit. OD with the Force Staff has that first ultimate orb, and I would imagine that's the beginnings of his Scythe. They get Roche, and they'll even be able to defend the Tier 1 tower up top. Seemed like the other big problem that last fight was Cheshire Cat. He hopped in and lassoed the core OD, but Rubik was there with a lift like instantly, and when Batrider can't isolate somebody, it kind of neuters his power a fair degree.
Yeah. I still want to go in this top lane.
Yeah, they're thinking about it, but I'm not sure how easy of a go this is.
Yeah.
And Empire already making a rotation.
It's just too high risk. And even if you kill the Brewmaster with the silence and chain stun it well, I mean, if Empire come in, get some counter kills, it's all over. So Empire at this point can just kind of group up, 5-man, take down Tier 1s now if they want to. They don't want to 5-man too much, because that's where PR will not contest the 5-man. They'll just be farming 2 to 3 other lanes, or 2 other lanes in their own jungle. So Empire need to kind of have a mix of let's push with a few of these heroes, but then also go and contest PR, who are just trying to sit back and catch up on their farm. And also counter push, like this mid Tier 1 tower is going to go down if Empire don't make a move.
Yeah, and the glyph will not be used by Power Rangers, and this is not, it's just like the trade we saw before. They're going to lose a tower, and they're not going to get one of their own. Yeah, they won't even push it into deny range. They force out a glyph, which I guess is something, but seems like every exchange Power Rangers are either breaking even or coming out behind.
Yeah.
It's almost 10,000 gold now in favor of Empire.
Ooh, that's not good in top lane. Uh-oh, Dijara.
Ice Blast will just barely clip him, and yeah, that's going to be another shatter. He gets off the Stone Gaze, but it just doesn't matter. Now J4 TP's in right into a telekinesis. He will get launched back. OD destroys the Tier 1 in the mid lane. J4 completely isolated. Now Yoki ready to join the party. Maybe some easy duel damage here. Hops in, Blade Mail on, wants Seneko, but now caught by the Viper Strike on the backside. Silent, stuck inside of the lasso, will get isolated. Cheshire Cat trying to pull him to the high ground, but now Resolution. The big bad OD has joined the party. He'll get glimpsed back, and Cheshire Cat will end up getting locked down. Still Empire coming out ahead. PR in shambles as they back out. J4 still alive in the tree line, but his buddy Shotchlo not going to be so lucky. Finally, Yoki gets the duel and finds some extra damage.
J4 is just hiding. He's not going to be found in the trees, but man, poor Yoki just could not find a jewel. He's just getting Viper Striked. He's getting kited so hard, but he finally gets something in the end. They ping the side here.
Oh. J4, yep, he gets clapped. He gets hit by the pure damage of the OD, and that makes it another very scary exchange for Power Rangers and their livelihood in this match, Parker.
Yeah, this is suddenly going from bad to much, much worse, and we're going to see very little comeback potential when you've got a Dusa this far behind who's constantly trying to catch up farm. Just the Perseverance doesn't give you any stats. I'm surprised he even went for the Perseverance first. I feel like the ultimate orb for the Lincolns would give you a lot more, but
yes, the Perseverance not going to do too much this match. Just Silent. He gets hit by a Flame Break. Actually thinking about having a go on the...
into the ice blast.
Oh my god, Disruptor actually goes down to the Sniper Rifle of Ancient Apparition. Silent on the run, will get lassoed, and now I think they'll have enough to secure the kill on the Brew. Trying to bide his time till friends get over there, but yeah, Aloha Dance and Resolution just a little too slow. And they'll trade 1 for 1. Not great for Empire, but not the end of the world. As OD has just, he's picked up his Scythe here.
Dusa gets the last hit at least, so good 900 gold bounty there.
Yeah.
But it's It's very little compared to your like you said, the OD with the scythe now, and
do so with phase boots perseverance. This is a weird build. Perseverance is, dare I say, one of the inverse value items. It's sort of okay on some heroes to have as a standalone, but I think in general, I mean, what is it really giving Dusa here?
It's good in the lane stage, but he didn't have it in the lane stage.
That's what I mean. Like 25 minutes in, like what is this doing right now? What is 10 damage? I think is its biggest contribution. Like I think prioritizing the drums, like you pointed out, just makes so much more sense. Just try and have a chance at surviving that initial round of damage, and then do what you can. I guess on a opposite note, though, he is close to having enough for the full Lincolns. Does have at least enough for the orb.
Yeah. So that pick-off hero there, and the rubber band effect kicks in, but Power Rangers now. I like this gem pickup for Cheshire Cat. You're really far behind. Normally you don't think of a gem, but you want to, if you can deny vision for Empire, it makes it a little bit easier to farm your own jungle and farm your side of the map.
Big Ice Blast connects on a few. Looking at Radiant Vision, they do have a couple wards down. Most importantly, fresh one on the plateau in their jungle. So good vision of what Empire are up to. Should not get caught too off guard here. I think Empire will be happy just to get the tower and kind of back out unless PR force a fight.
Oh, Aegis expires now, so...
Okay, Viper Strike on the OD. He'll just Astral most of it. They'll actually glyph the tier 2.
Not sure about that, because that glyph's not refreshing. Not that I see Empire going high ground, though. But
they're not going high ground off this push, but they could do it within the next 5-6 minutes where that glyph is a little questionable. Ooh, Batrider thinking about a lasso. Now Silent goes in. Clap on 2. There's your split. Duel onto Shotchlo. What an initiation from Empire. Seneko and Shotchlo go down first. Now the Brood just diving into the base. Isolates the Dusa with the Tornado. Now Dityarai uses the ultimate. Stone Gaze. Will it be enough to turn this around? The hammer has been dropped, and Dityarai feels the wrath of the Outworld Devourer. Silent blinks forward. Can he find the crit? He cannot. A 2x from the Ogre. Hits him with the back bacon, and Silent will BKB as he heads over to the enemy shop. TP, there it is. Can he make it out? He's got enough time. Silent, nope, won't even go for it. Zoning out the entire team of the Power Rangers. Somebody call Zordon and tell him to save the mid lane of Barracks. Empire get the tier 3 tower, and PR kind of making a hold here, but a lot of resources used to shut down the Brewmaster. Now we'll see Disruptor respawn, come back in, glimpse onto Resolution as he tries to make the retreat. Here's the beginning of the turn, a 3x from the Ogre, but a defensive Astral. Now Cheshire Cat with a lasso onto Yoki. Resolution and Yoki caught by a beautiful flame break. It's the end of the OD and the end of the LC as Dusa picks up a kill, and they end a dominating streak. Now always want to fly. He won't make it out either. Empire getting cleaned up all of a sudden, and hey, the Rubber Band Man is here as PR showing a sign of life.
Okay, Disruptor Dota.
5,000 net worth swing. Yep, Disruptor Dota.
You can't run. You can't play this like, let's really push the edge of doing as much damage as we can, then just blink and go for our TPs. Not when you're up against Disruptor. That's your Medusa Lincolns. That's 1,400 gold for Dichira. That was just not the right call. The Brewmaster thing looked kind of just a bit YOLO-ish, but he actually was creating some good space there. He just couldn't swap. He was trying to buy his BKB, and he got his BKB from the enemy shop, wanted to then BKB TP out, but he couldn't make the item space to get the TP. Like, he was just kind of... It's always a bit tricky to get the right position to use the enemy shop, so...
Yeah.
Unfortunately, fumbled it a bit, and then by the time he got his TP, he was too low to go for it, but...
Yeah.
I liked the play from the Brewmaster. I think it was the right play to go for, but the rest of his team should not have been staying around for that as long as they did. They split their focus between the melee and the range tracks. I think they should have just gone all out on the range tracks and then backed off.
Yeah, that's the big issue with that strategy is they don't really have good sieging. You know, OD, that's one of the things he's notorious for in the late game is not being able to kill structures quickly because pure damage is useless, no orbs. So not easy for them just to truck the barracks. If they had like a Lycan or somebody with a Necro 3, that probably would have been a slightly different fight where they would have walked away with barracks and, kind of worth getting cleaned up if you can knock down that mid lane. But PR hang on, and now looking at the graph, still about a 12,000 gold, 4,000 experience deficit, but Dityarai picks up another ultimate orb, finally starting to come online a bit, and close to that level 16 as they take out one more tier 1 tower, actually the last remaining tier 1 tower.
Yep. So, good farm across the board now. That's where even the supports, you've got Noga who's 900 away from his Ag Scepter. Disruptor's got 2.5k. And I think we'll be going an Ag Scepter as well. The big problem here is, like, the Disruptor, he's got some good glimpses off. Every time the Brew's gone in with a Blink Clap ulti, Saniko's been a little bit too slow on the Static Storm to prevent the ulti.
Yeah, Silent. He uses his BKB, gets Lasso, now just tries to TP out. And
some value.
Okay, there you go. And pulls a decent rotation. Speaking of supports with Aghanims, though, the Ancient Apparition. About 100 gold away from that upgraded Ice Blast, and that is always, that's sort of like flipping a switch. Sieging gets a lot more difficult, and these team fights will most certainly be a bit easier for Empire.
Yeah, I have to spend that a little bit longer and like in the fountain waiting to heal up, even if they don't die to it, so it also gets a lot harder to defend your own base. And we're going to see another push. This time we'll probably have an Aegis in hand, which Empire were lacking during that last push.
Yep. Yeah, even though it was rather greedy play to start off that last fight the way they did, Empire still have control of this game. There still isn't a great answer to this OD and all the farm he's picked up. Bat Rider almost getting caught out here in the mid lane, but he's hasted, so he will be A-OK.
Yep.
Frosty here just shooting snowballs across the map, being as irritating as possible.
Resolution, he's going for the Ag Scepter. I don't know about this pickup. I'm not a fan of the OD Ags, but...
He really has the Ags?
He's got most of it.
Oh my.
Just needs the item slot.
Well, that's fun. I'm glad we had that derpy discussion about it to start off this game, since it didn't come to fruition.
So it just increases the overall damage of this ulti.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Well, the bigger the hammer, the easier it is just to burst down the Dusa, so I do see it from that perspective. Dusa is building a...
Oh, no, we were wrong. It does always trigger the mana drain.
I knew it! It does!
Yeah, yeah.
There you go! Increases the damage multiplier, casting range, and the ability to always trigger mana drain.
So I guess this is like a...
I should have stuck with my guns, dude. I had it right, and I let you talk me down. We're making ourselves...
You talked yourself down.
I did. I was just like, Parker, what do you think? You're like, I don't know about that. I'm like, yeah, I'm an idiot. There's no way.
I have no idea what the hell an Ags does on OD. This is not a hero I play much of, and not an item I ever see on the
We
hero.
are getting judged right now. You're supposed to be our analyst here. We gotta do some OD. We have homework after this. We will be studying OD mechanics.
Yep.
Until we have this shit straight. Pretty fun though. Now this Deuce is in trouble. Regardless, say goodbye to your mana shield and.
Yeah.
I mean, well, this could be the final fight. Empire just charging straight up the mid. They want this lane of barracks. They've got an Aegis in hand. They've got a fresh BKB on the LC. They are ready for blood.
Oh, this is going to be tricky for him. Easy. You may even... Oh, that's questionable glyph.
Yeah, I'd say so. Trying to glyph the ranged barracks there, and then that stopped like 2 auto attacks from this meat wagon. That's about it.
I don't know if you want to even engage to defend this, because if they just kind of chip away at it with the OD, I don't think you want to engage on the OD who has the Aegis.
Definitely not. I mean, throwing out a Viper Strike, that's not a bad way to just start to repel him. That is one spammable ability you have. Bat Rider with good positioning here, way in the far back, ready to counter-initiate if either Silent or OD hop in.
This may just be we give up our melee racks kind of position. But you stall as long as you can, but...
Well, without the glyph, it's a pretty easy siege. Empire just walked to the high ground, and PR with no easy way to initiate it. There we go! Yoki jumps in on the Dit-Ra-Ra. Resolution does get isolated, caught by the lasso, but he's going to live through the initial onslaught. The first volley brings down the Dusa. Now J4 left behind. The Aegis will get utilized, but Resolution coming back with full HP, full mana. Ogre buys back straight away. Glimpse coming back, but a blink from the LC keeps Yoki safe. And Empire will win another fight, force a buyback, and get what they came for in the melee and ranged barracks.
Resolution doesn't even use an ultimate. If he has a BKB there, he can actually fight and hold his ground. If this does go late enough and Dusa gets really farmed, the mana drain is actually really strong. But Empire just have such a big lead that they don't even need to use all their spells. They hold the OD ulti. All they need is the duel and the primal split to win that fight. And probably they swing bottom now. They could rinse repeat to some extent. It's a bit hard now without the Aegis in hand. They can't just have Resolution sieging, but they're still definitely in control.
I know that courier, mystical, brave little courier.
Yeah.
Yoki rocking the...
He was flying into battle before.
Too. I like that.
What's his name? Kisulia Ururu.
Sounds like some anime stuff.
Probably. He's got the Super Elgato too.
Yeah, that's some serious BTS love, Yoki. Making it hard right now. Brewmaster working on the AC, getting pretty close. Has the two big pieces, about a recipe away on that one, making the sieging even easier for Empire. And speaking of sieging, they'll just go into this tier 2 in the bottom lane. No glyph available for PR for another 2.5 minutes or so. Meanwhile, in the jungle, Cheshire Cat catches Yoki with a lasso, pulls him right into Shotchlo. BKB on Yoki. He's ready to fight. He says, "Hey, Shotchlo, let's tango." Huge Ice Blast connects on 4. Shotchlo goes down first. A barrel of laughs, he says, as he gets petrified. Dityara on the run. The Ice Blast still ticking him down. And we're getting close to Shatter territory here. Silent with a BKB on, blinks forward, but can't find a clap. And PR will do a bit of a delta split here. Yoki gets stunned up as he reaches the high ground. J4 on the run. Yoki, no duel for 25 seconds, but I think should be able to find a kill pretty easily here. Hits him with the overwhelming odds. A 2x, making a 3x, but J4 too fat to get denied by the trolls.
The neutrals do not oblige, and that's his buyback death as well, so that's a 70 seconds, no ogre. Not going to see any base damage, maybe just a tier 2 bottom tower, but it's just more kills, more momentum going Empire's way.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you're Power Rangers, I mean, what do you do at this point? I feel like you got to be getting pretty close to Hail Mary time.
Well,
maybe that Hail Mary is just trying to defend your base.
Yeah, it's turtling. It's getting this Medusa, Skadi, and a Divine Rapier right now.
A Divine Rapier, yeah. The Skadi, she might actually be able to farm up. The Rapier, they're going to have to turtle this one out for a pretty long time.
Definitely need some big damage on him after this Skadi, and I think, yeah, Courier's going to go out. No point saving for buyback at this point if you do, so you just gotta just hope you don't die.
Yeah.
Hope you can stay alive and dish out some damage.
The Skadi will help. Let's see, what is her int sitting at here? Just shy of 100, about 95, and yeah, OD still with plenty of damage on the hammer, despite her having a pretty high set of intelligence relative to the other non-int heroes of the Radiant.
I mean, against Mana Drain is effectively damaged when you're using a Medusa, so we're just taking away instantly 75% of Medusa's mana is a huge ton of effective damage.
Yep, so, whoa, a lot of items picked up here. Rubik and AA will both grab some mobility items and also a smoke. Power Rangers rendezvous for a 5-hero smoke. Cheshire Cat with his Yules at the ready. And they did just pick up the Skadi on the Dusa. That's their big one, and they want to make a play happen with it.
Yeah, like they get the warded by the Roshan pit. They want to try find a key pick-off here, I think, more than anything. Although, yeah, they'll reveal their smoke, get a D-ward off, and go back to just trying to deny Empire as much vision as possible. It makes it a lot harder for Empire to secure the next Roshan safely. It makes it a lot harder for them to find pick-offs if they don't have this vision, which is about to be completely denied. Yep, there we go. They got the last ward bottom.
Alright, so Dire have literally 0 wards on the map right now. That's pretty dark. They will smoke up. Already preemptively chilling touched here, but
someone's got to come defend top, so this could well be a death for someone and maybe even go for that high ground push.
Oh, the Courier.
Yikes.
Oh, Dire, it's going to fly overhead. They're just going to miss it. How bittersweet that was. That is one brave little Itzy.
Disruptor point booster. He's got his Hags, actually. This is not bad. 40 gold short. He can just sell something. Sell the urn, I don't know.
Oh, J4 jumped on. Resolution goes in. Drops the hammer early. Brings down the Bat Rider and basically one hit. Instant buyback, but they also get the kill on the Ogre. His buyback's still on cooldown, and already Empire have a 5v4 on the field, and Power Rangers not in the best position to try and defend. However, Disruptor will get that Aghanim Scepter, as you were mentioning.
Yeah. Bat Rider had to buy back. He's going to just stall that. No BKB for him. No buyback this fight as well, importantly. And
that Ag Sanity's Eclipse, though. That is dirty. Cheshire Cat. Oh, he hops in. Can't find the lasso on Resolution. Just BKBs and is about to bring him down. The Yules buys him some time. Yoki comes in with a duel on Dityara. Trying to buy some time. The split from Silent. He lives. Oh, the Medusa. It's a bloodbath here. It's a massacre in the Radiant base as Power Rangers get completely wiped. 5-0 in this climactic engagement that will seal the deal, and there's the GG.
Yeah, they come so close. They're the upset kings in the BO1 Starladders, but they just never get enough wins to pull them across. They're going to, unfortunately, drop down. I'm pretty sure they are now knocked out. No chance to qualify for Kiev, but they came so close.
They came so
close. Their very last game was what it came down to. And
yeah, it was... It felt like just a little bit of an outdraft, I think. The OD, very strong against the Medusa, now that we've finally determined that the Aghanim Scepter does indeed always drain mana.
He didn't even use that once, though.